Hello, I'm Lou and welcome to my art channel. So for this week's video I thought I'd actually do a spread in my sketchbook. I haven't done one for a little while and I'm very excited to actually work in my sketchbook for a change. I'm not going to use the prompt jar. I thought it would be fun to actually draw some mermaids, seeing as it's the month of May and it's what would be called MerMay. So usually there are 31 prompts to draw mermaids in the month of May. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have some fun and just draw mermaids how I want to draw mermaids. I will just play around with different art mediums as well. But yeah, let's get into it and draw some mermaids. Okay, so I've picked out a reference. So we've got this one here. I quite like this one just because of how she poses. So because she's quite straight but looking back, her legs very much could be like a tail, like underwater. So yeah, I don't know why, I just quite like how this pose is. So what I would do is just break down the shapes of the body. So yeah, just look at the angles and different shapes and go from there. So now that I've kind of done these shapes, I then kind of just go in with the details. I may have done the torso a bit too. And then just make any corrections, because this was quite a quick rough sketch. It's just to get the general idea of everything. And then coming in and correcting and bringing in the details. So her hand actually comes to about here. So it's just making sure that it's kind of the right proportion. So you're not just looking at shapes either, you're kind of looking at the proportions. So so the bottom of her finger, so the tip of her finger is kind of like the middle of her leg, and then the same with the where her armpit is, it's kind of just above where her boob is. So yeah, it's just looking at where things are. Like that. So from this to this, you can create anything really from a reference. It just gives you a guide mainly. So yeah, I actually really like how this is turning out. Kind of loosens you up a little bit as well, like with your wrist, and just having a bit of fun.
Driving down the road that I grew up on once again. It's when I pass your door, the memories come back again. Pictures of us flooding back just like a wave. Makes me wonder what happened, what you're up to today. Remember when we stole your mother's car, we drove for days. Teenagers with too many feelings. stop the time. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause I was being next to you. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause all I needed was my friend. Way back when, way back when, way back when. Remember when my father taught us how to play guitar, and we started up a band in my garage. We thought our dream would take us so far, but after a week or so it all just fell apart. But we were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. I remember thinking if I only could stop the time right now. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause I was being next to you. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause all I needed was my friend. Way back when, way back when, we were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. Way back when, way back when. I know I messed up. Yeah, I know I did you wrong, but I learned my lesson. Now what if we could move on? Remember the good days. I wish that we could go back. I know I'm not perfect, but at least give me a try. I'm sorry for making you feel like you're not good enough, 'cause you're the best, you know. I'm sorry for making you feel like you're not good enough. Give me a chance, yeah baby, try, try, try. Just one more night, then make up your mind, mind, mind. Please don't say that it's goodbye, bye, bye. If you just believe it, I know we can make it. We used to be strong, love. Don't forget where you're coming from. A heart like that don't give up that easily. I wanna see you be mad, yeah, get mad at me. I'm sorry for making you feel like you're not good enough, 'cause you're the best, you know. I'm sorry for making you feel like you're not good enough. Give me a chance. could say anything, but it could mean everything, 'cause you said it to the right person and they needed the compliment. But isn't it sickening? You can say you're in love with them, but it won't mean anything at all. But that's not your fault. Life's funny like that. You lose one thing, get another one back. You thought you knew, but it wasn't a fact. Know them your whole life, but it was all an act. There's no meaning, but like in the best of ways, you could go 100 days without really doing anything and still have the right to say, I'm so incredible, oh yeah, I'm lovable. 'Cause it's not in the performance, no, there's nothing that you owed them, so feel no need to explain. I'll say it all again. Now you don't have to show them anything. I know it's so frustrating, can't take yourself out the equation. Can't wait longer than your own patience. Can't wait longer than your own patience. Like you're here waiting until you're not. Can't remember what you forgot. You can't take yourself out the equation. Life's funny like that. You lose one thing, get another one back. You thought you knew, but it wasn't no fact. Know them your whole life, but it was all an act. There's no meaning, but like in the best of ways, you could go 100 days without really doing anything and still have the right to say, I'm so incredible, yeah, lovable. 'Cause it's not in the performance, no, feel no need to explain. I'll say it all again. Now you don't have to show them anything.
Okay, so I think I'm finally done with this spread. I'll start at the beginning, so I'll start with this page first. So I actually got some references off of Pinterest. These are just normal references of people in different poses. I did come across some references of mermaids or people dressed as mermaids underwater and whatnot, so just to get a general idea. And yeah, I just picked out a couple from that and drew these. So this one's just was a woman standing. She had short hair and some clothes on, obviously, but yeah, I just changed her up a little bit, obviously gave her a tail, mermaids, and just thought about the composition, the proportions, the curves of the body, and tried to make her a bit more feminine, because the reference wasn't very feminine, I didn't think so. And then this one here, which I absolutely love. I think I would have preferred this as the final piece of this page. I love how she looks. She's kind of got a bit of attitude, just looking towards you, the way she's posed. I really love how this looks, and I absolutely love how I actually drew the hands, because I do struggle with hands. So the fact that it kind of just looks in proportion and everything, I'm quite happy with that. And then this one was an actual reference of someone in a mermaid costume underwater, so I just sketched that out. I changed up the tail a little bit. She was very different in style as a mermaid. I just changed that, and just gave her flowy hair, like the position that she's in. I just really like that. I actually drew these with the Colour Peps pencils, Colour Erase pencils from Maped. Got a pencil in a art subscription box not that long ago, and I fell in love with them. I think they're better than the Prismacolors. I have mentioned that before in other videos, but yeah, my husband was very kind in getting me a set of these, and I have quite a few different colours, but I picked these three out for this sketch. I just think it's a really nice, aesthetically pleasing page. I just think kind of just works really well together. I didn't overly sketch it, it was very light in sketching, so I didn't think about too much of the shadows, the highlights and the details or anything like that. It's just simplified sketching, but I really do like this page. Okay, so moving on to this one, I actually do like this illustration. It's not my best work, but I really do like how it came out. It's very colourful and vibrant, and it's all about just having a bit of fun and just putting an idea down on paper. Whether it's quite the same, it doesn't matter, you can just work on it. So I'll start my going through my process with this one. So I did sketch out the mermaid to start off with, and I do apologise, I forgot to press record when doing that, so there is a section of that missing. But once I sketched it, I then kind of had to think about this space here. I was into 2 or 3 minds actually, of whether to do like a dolphin or another mermaid, but then I actually love drawing coral. I find it very therapeutic to draw coral. I'm very familiar with it as well. I've done enough coral in my lifetime, but yeah, I just wanted to fill this space and just create a lot of colour into it. So yeah, I just sketched out some coral, and then using the Derwent Inktense colour pencils, I then applied the colour. So I started off with the head and then worked my way down and then into the coral. So my process is I'll literally block the colour first. So I'll colour in a section, and then I'll come in with a wet paintbrush and then just dilute that down and make it a bit more of a blocked colour. And then once I've done that, especially for the tail, I came in with just a wet brush and used the tip of the pencil, and then just started applying the little details and then just layering that over. And I have to say, I really love how the tail has come out. I love the textures in that. It's very pretty. It's the only area that I really did that, to be honest. The rest of it is kind of more block colour. And then yeah, I kind of just work my way down, work into the coral. There's a variety of different techniques that I use. So I did obviously colour in and then apply the water to the paper, and then use this as kind of like a paint palette, so also like a paint pan, sorry, with the brush, and just applying it that way. The other 2 ways that I worked with it is applying the water straight to the paper and then drawing into that water, so it becomes very, very bright and very pigmented. And there's so many different techniques that you can work with these pencils. And then the last one is just using it as a normal coloured pencil, and that's where like I created the details, and sort of like layered the colours a little bit. I then kind of went in with the I used the Copic multi-liner 0.3 mil. I didn't want something that had too thick of a fine line. I basically wanted a very fine liner. I didn't want the line work to be so like overpowering, so I kind of just went in and just lined everything. As I said in a previous video, I'm not very steady with my hands. It will take a bit of practice, so there are areas that was a bit wonky, but do you know what, I think it looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. I kind of leave the face to the last minute, just because if I did the face first and I ruined it, I would feel like what's the point in doing the rest of it. So I tend to do the line work for everything else and then leave the face to the last minute, and I kind of feel like that's probably how I would do it. It just makes me feel more comfortable doing that. It's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. I love the hair. I love the tail. Overall, I think it's a good little illustration. I wanted to put some fish in there. They're very simple illustrations of fish, but I just wanted to create a little bit of life around her. And then yeah, I think it's pretty good. The paper held up really well. This is the first time that I've actually used an art medium with water in this sketchbook, and although it has warped the paper a little bit, it held up very well. I was very impressed. It didn't like peel up the paper in any way. Definitely a good sketchbook for all types of mediums, really. So yeah, that is kind of my process, and these are the art materials that I actually used. Very contrasting. You've got this page and then you've got this really vibrant, colourful page here, but I think it works, and I got to actually do some mermaids in the month of May, which I'm quite happy about. So yeah, I hope you like what I've created. If you do, please do give me a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. Please do give me a like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care. Bye.